What up, everybody? So, this is my review of the Eachine H8 Mini, and here's the little girl right here. So, we'll start with the bad real quick. Just a couple of things. It only comes with a 150 milliamp hour battery, and the battery bay is very narrow, so you're not going to be able to fit, you know, any larger batteries because it's so narrow, which is kind of a disappointment to me because I have so many other batteries that are bigger, but because the battery bay is just a little narrow, you can't fit any of these in. So then probably the only other negative is the transmitter size, very small. It's one of the nano transmitters that I'm not a big fan of, but I will say that this one's not too bad. It's not as little as some, so I don't find myself over gripping or having trouble with, my finger placements. It's pretty good, but those are pretty much the only bad things that I have to say about it. Well, the prop guards aren't removable. They seem to be molded onto the frame. So if you're not a fan of prop guards like me, that's a little disappointing. I mean, you can just clip them off, but I haven't done that yet. But they don't seem to affect the performance very much because they are so small and light. I feel like this is like the little sister to the XS1. Here's the XS1, and you can see it has pretty much the same prop guards, pretty similar to the XS1. And it also kind of performs like this. So let's talk about the good. So, well, actually, first I probably want to say that this is not a beginner quad. The yaw rate on this is so fast, even in the low rate, that I think beginners would have a little bit of trouble with this particular quad. Intermediate and advanced flyers would like it. I think beginners would get pretty frustrated with it because the yaw is so fast. But so it lights up extremely nice. It's got the LED little windows here, but the whole body lights up, especially in this white one. I know the black one probably doesn't light up quite as well, but this white one, it lights up extremely well and is really, really cool at night. It's fast too. It's very fast. You can, at full forward pitch, you can get this thing moving really fast. Even in the lower rate, it's pretty quick. So, I like this quad. I think it's really fun and it's very inexpensive. I think they're around $15. So, that's another really good thing. And despite the 150 milliamp hour battery, the only one that will fit in here, it gets pretty good flight times, around 6 or 7 minutes, depending on how you fly it. So that's pretty good for a little battery. So I like that. So it does have two rates, and the rates are down here. These are your trim buttons. It only has forward and back and left and right. This is for rates. And then the flip function is clicking in this stick. It also has headless mode, which I believe is clicking in the left stick, pretty sure. And headless mode works pretty cool. I mean, most headless modes don't work all that great, and this one isn't an exception to that. It works for a while and then starts drifting, but you can spin it very fast, with yaw and just move it back and forth, and it looks pretty cool, especially at night. So it does have headless and it works, okay. So it has two rates, low and high, and the low yaw is pretty fast too. I mean, it's pretty fast, and the high rate is really fast. It's like the XS1. I think it's just a tad slower than the XS1 as far as the yaw rate on high, and it's not as controllable in high rates. Like if you're trying to be aggressive with it, it's not quite as controllable as the XS1. It could be due to the tiny transmitter. The XS1, I find in high rates, even with its crazy yaw, you can control it really well and still fly it very aggressively and high. This one's a little bit harder. It tends to spin out a lot when you give yaw input when you're flying at full forward pitch. But it does, you can do it if you are, you get used to it and get into the flow. You can fly it in high rates and still fly it aggressively and, not, hit walls and, have it spin out. But you have to be careful. So it's a nice flyer. It's a real nice flyer, and I really like it, and especially for the price point, it's very nice. So it does come with a full set of spare props, USB charging cable, screwdriver, and then some soft landing feet that I haven't put on. I tend not to land it too much. I usually hand land it or run it to LVC and then just drops in the grass or whatever. I didn't want to put them on to add extra weight. I don't know if it will affect it at all. They're pretty soft, but I didn't put them on. I probably won't. It's a very nice flyer. I like this thing. It spins. If you're into fast yaws, this is a really good little flyer. But like I said, unless you're pretty experienced with a quad that has fast yaw, you're probably not going to want to get this. But for $15, if you want to learn, this would be a great one to start with. It does have a pretty nice instruction manual. It has everything that you need to know. Oh yeah, it does have one key return, which, I'm not a fan of. It just flies backwards. It doesn't come back to the transmitter. It literally just flies backwards really fast. And so if you're facing towards you and you hit one key return, it's going to fly away from you very fast. So not a fan of one key return, but it does have it, which is nice, I guess. I don't know. What else can I say about it? I think that's about it. I like this. I have fun with this quad a lot. I fly it regularly, and it's very durable. It's very tough. Eachine makes really nice products. I'm a big fan of the company, so this is no exception. It's a very nice flyer, and it's built very well. So I guess we'll take it out, or I'll probably just do it inside and I'll show you the pitch of the yaw. I already have some videos of me flying it aggressively and fast, so if you want to see outdoor flights of it where I'm pushing it to the limits, you can check those out and see how it performs like that. But I'll just do an indoor flight test demo so you guys can see the pitch and the yaw, and we'll call it a review. All right, thanks guys. Alright, so this is the indoor flight demo of the Eachine H8 Mini, and you can reset the accelerometer by holding both sticks down and to the right, and it'll blink, and then you're ready to go. So this is on low rates. So here's the pitch on low, and it's got a nice pitch on low. Like I said, this is more of an intermediate or advanced quad. Gets a little crazy even on low. So here's the yaw on low. You can see it's really fast even on low. Get out here a little bit. Do that again. So there's the yaw on low. So really fast just on low. And so we'll switch it up to high here. And here's the pitch on high. And you can see you can get this thing moving, especially if you give it room outside. This thing will go pretty fast. So here's the yaw on high. You can see that it's very crazy. It's a very fast yaw. You know, one of the faster ones. I think it's just slightly faster, or slightly slower than the XS1. Not much. So let's check out the flips here real quick. Does real nice tight flips. So really nice flips. And fly it around here for a sec. This is in high rate still. It's probably not the best to fly it around inside on high because of the yaw. Gets a little crazy. Oh, you can see that the prop guards work pretty good there. That was an inadvertent prop guard test, but still. So you can fly it around if you give, you know, real small inputs on the yaw, but it does get a little crazy. So put it back down to low here and show you the cool funnels that it does. It does amazing funnels, even on the low rates. It's very, very awesome. And the high rate funnels get a little crazy. They look like a tornado. So I'll show you the high rate yaw, or the high rate funnels. So still does them, but you know, not quite as, you know, one motor pod. It's more just spinning and spinning right in the middle, but you can do funnels on high and it looks pretty cool. When you come out of spinning it like that, it does have a tendency to drift until the accelerometer kind of, you know, cools down a bit. So when you come out of that, you want to make sure that you're aware that it's going to drift and be a little bit careful. But I really like this. I think it's a, you know, intermediate advanced, you know, flyers can handle this pretty good. Just about, you know, anywhere, inside, outdoors. Outdoors, you can get this thing moving. It goes fast. Put it back down to low here. Oh, a little bit crazy there. All right. Oh, if you want to see this thing fly fast outside, I have a video of flying this just on high rates, getting it really, really fast. And you know, once you get used to the yaw, you can fly this thing aggressively on high rates. It's just, you got to be, you know, ready for it to spin out, because it will spin out if you're not careful. I'll do one more funnel because they're so cool. That's a low rate funnel, and it just balances, you know, nicely on one motor pod. And you can see it drift after you come out of something like that. But so there's LVC. It has a fairly long LVC. Does disable the flips in LVC, but I think you get about, you know, a little over 30-second LVC. So pretty good. You can get it back to you in time. You know, pretty awesome. I really like this, the Eachine H8 Mini. So, very nice flyer. Alright guys, thanks for watching.